Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. Today we are talking about a very unique looking Echeveria called as Echeveria Jelly Jam. Now it's a beautiful succulent. I'm putting this succulent under level easy because it's very easy to take care. Even though it looks slightly different and very unique kind of a succulent, but it's absolutely easy to take care provided that you give the basic care requirements. Now it's an extremely beautiful succulent, but when I had received this succulent it was completely closed, and now when it is starting to open up I realized that there are a lot of burn marks on the leaves which are easily camouflaged with the color of the succulent because the succulent has a lot of red markings on them. And then if you take a closer look, in the first glance you cannot make out that the succulent is burnt, but when I was taking a closer look I could see that a lot of the leaves were burnt. You can see over here, let me focus a little bit. You can see over here it is burnt. Again there is some more burns over here, some more burns over here, but overall when you look at the succulent it tends to look like there is a lot of these red markings, so it's easily camouflaged, but there are a lot of burns, which is absolutely fine. There is nothing to be worried about. As I said, whenever you have burns on the leaves, just leave it as it is. Do not pull them out. Over the period of time they will dry out and fall, but as you can see the new growth is looking excellent. It's a pretty easy to grow succulent, hence I'm putting it in level easy. And the best part, what I realized today while I was just cleaning up the dry leaves, I could see a lot of new pups. Let me put on the light. So I could see there were a lot of new pups that are growing, which is a very good sign. Here as well you can see this, a lot of new pups. There you go. I think there are only two of them. Yes, there are only two pups that are growing, which is a very good sign for it to happen. And you can see the freckles, the marking, the red marking looks absolutely beautiful, very striking, but a lot of burns. Now you can see it much clearer with the light. You can see the amount of burns. Probably there was something sprayed on the succulent due to which the succulent leaves were burnt. Earlier it was not visible because the succulent was completely closed, but now when the leaves are opening up I can see that there is a lot of burn marks, but that's absolutely fine because the succulent is going to grow. It will outgrow those marks. There will be new leaves that are going to come out which are going to be much more fresh. And you can see with the breeze all of the perlite is flying off. This is the reason why perlite is such a nuisance to be added. This perlite did float up to the surface because this was a mix that I had wherein the perlite was on the surface, and now you can see with the slightest breeze the perlite is flying off. So now talking about the care requirements, is a pretty easy to grow succulent. As I said, I believe it is a cultivar. Now the soil has to remain the same, loose, porous and well draining. Water only when the soil is completely bone dry. It is a variety of Echeveria, so it is getting into its growing season. A bloom coming up, pups coming up, it's entering into its growing season. Winter was the dormant season. If you want to add any fertilizers, go for a liquid fertilizer. You can do it once a month or once in 2 months during the summer season. And pest attack is not much of an issue. I haven't seen any pest attack. Give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours after acclimation. Only then the colors will be visible. Right now it's summer, so I'm exposing the succulents until 11 AM in the morning, and you can see the colors are brilliant. It is going to have more coloration probably during the winters, but now it's getting into its growing period, so the colors might fade off. The red markings might become little minimum, but that's absolutely fine as long as the succulent is happy and it's growing. That's what matters the most. The colors can always come in later on, but what matters is the succulent starts to grow. Now definitely I can see a lot of signs that the succulent is growing. I will put a picture of how it looked initially on the screen. On the right hand side you can see this is how the succulent looked when I had initially purchased it, but now the succulent is slowly starting to open up. It is getting acclimated to the new environment. It had already put out a couple of blooms. I've cut them off. This is the latest bloom that is coming up. I will cut it off very soon because as I said it's getting into its growing season. The blooms will be very frequent. Cutting off the blooms will help the mother plant conserve the energy, so it's always better if you're not into collecting seeds and if the bloom stalk is of no use to you, it's always better to cut it off, because by cutting off the bloom stalk the mother plant can conserve that energy and put that energy in growing better and healthy. So I'm going to do that very soon. Extremely beautiful succulent. If you are a beginner, you can definitely add it in your collection. So this succulent is absolutely easy to grow, provided that you give the proper basic care requirements, the soil, the sunlight and the watering. Have a balanced watering. Do not keep it underwatered for a very long time. Do not keep it overwatered. Do not maintain a lot of moisture in the soil. Do not keep the soil very highly organic. It is going to harm the succulent. Try to maintain a basic lean nutrient soil, and that is going to work out really well for an Echeveria. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.